If you live in an apartment or condo, it is important to be able to take care of the basics yourself. Plus, if you've been calling a plumber every time your sink gets clogged, then you're throwing away your money. But most importantly, knowing how to take care of things yourself will give you self-assurance and a greater sense of ownership over your home. Number 10. Test the sump pump or risk a flood. It's easy to forget about your sump pump, but it's important to make sure it's in good working order. If you don't, you could end up like the homeowner who returned from a weekend trip to discover his entire basement floor covered in half-inch of water. After shutting down the power, he waded over to the sump pump and noticed it wasn't working. Upon closer inspection, he realized that the cable attached to the float must have gotten tangled somehow. It took him 2 seconds to untangle the cable, and then he spent the next 15 hours dragging out the waterlogged carpet, running the wet, dry vac, and moving fans around. To avoid a similar disaster, be sure your pump has a vertical float switch. Also, check your pump at least a couple of times a year by dumping water into the basin to make sure everything is working properly. Number 9. Turn off a smoke detector. Modern homes often have electric smoke detectors with a battery backup. If you get a false alarm, you must cut the power to the system and then disconnect each individual unit's battery in order to turn off the piercing sound. Locate your smoke detector switch in your circuit breaker box. If it's not clearly labeled, do that now so that you can turn off the power if necessary. You can use a broom handle to pop out the battery panels of all ceiling-mounted units. If you have vaulted ceilings, make sure you have a long enough stick to do the job. Once the smoke clears, don't wait, turn the electricity back on immediately and put the batteries back in each unit. Number 8. Clean dryer vents or waste energy and risk a fire. A plugged dryer vent will cause your dryer to run inefficiently, and that's bad. A plugged dryer vent could also cause a house fire, and that could be deadly. Dryers that are centrally located in houses are most prone to plugging because of the longer ducts. Excess lint is only one reason ducts get clogged. Nesting pests and stuck exhaust hood flappers can also cause backups. Stronger odors and longer dry times are 2 signs your vent is plugged. You'll have to remove the vent from the back of the dryer to clean it, suck debris from the ducts with a wet, dry vac, or ream them out with a cleaning kit that includes a brush on a long flexible rod that attaches to a power drill. The kits are available at home centers. If your ducts need replacing, get smooth metal ducts, which will stay cleaner longer than the rough corrugated surface of flexible ducts. Avoid plastic ducting altogether, it can be a fire hazard. Number 7. Set a thermostat properly. No 2 thermostats are alike when it comes to programming, but there are a few rules everyone should know. First, the US Department of Energy recommends setting your thermostat to 68 degrees in winter and 78 degrees in summer for optimal energy efficiency. If you live in a cold climate where pipes can freeze, make sure the temperature is always at least 55 degrees inside the house. In warm, humid climates, don't bump up any higher than 80 degrees while you're away from home. The air conditioner needs to run periodically to dehumidify the air. You don't want to come home from vacation to a mold problem. Number 6. Save energy to save money. Saving energy is one of the best ways to save money over the life of your home. The first step is to conduct an energy audit. A home energy audit helps you figure out where you're losing the most energy so you can tackle high-priority problems first. Many local utility companies offer a free or cheap home energy auditing service, so be sure to look into that option. If you can't get a free audit, try the Residential Energy Services Network for information on how to find a certified home energy auditor near you. Another option is to do the home energy audit yourself. The US Department of Energy offers helpful information on DIY home energy audits. This is a really good place to begin. Energy.gov also has a great infographic on home energy audits, which includes information on how much you might save by having your home audited or doing an audit yourself. Number 5. Install ceiling fans. Another basic way to save on heating and cooling is to install ceiling fans, especially on the upper floors of your home where heat tends to gather at the ceiling. Energy-efficient ceiling fans can move air to help you feel cooler in the summer. They can also push much-needed heat down to the floor in the cold winter months. As long as you use an energy-efficient ceiling fan and change your thermostat settings to reflect the use of your ceiling fans, i.e. set the air conditioner up a few degrees because the fan will help you feel cooler. Ceiling fans can save you money. Installing a ceiling fan is a more complicated DIY project, but it's doable if you have a little experience with electrical work. Again, take proper precautions and be sure you understand each step of the process thoroughly. If you aren't confident, hire an electrician to install your fans. Number 4. Building raised beds. Don't let poor soil quality stop you from starting a garden. Build a raised bed to allow easy access to your crop. Aim for a bed that's about 3 to 4 feet across. Dig a trench a few inches deep to accommodate a pressure-treated wooden frame and fill with a soil mix that includes compost, manure, and rock dust for optimal growing conditions. Number 3. Find a wall stud. If you're hanging a picture or shelf, you need to be able to locate a wall stud to nail into for support. You can always shell out the $20 for a battery-powered stud finder. Start by locating an electrical outlet along the wall. Since the receptacles are typically fastened to one side of a stud, studs should be located every 16 inches or so, although your mileage may vary. Tap on the drywall, Lesh says. It should sound hollow as you move to the left or right. As the sound changes, that indicates where the stud is. If you have a really bright flashlight, point it alongside the drywall and it will show you any imperfections. If you find a string of indentations, that's where nails are, that's the stud. Number 2. How to stop under the door air leaks. If you can feel the breeze and see daylight under your entry door, it's costing you big time. It also means you need to adjust your door threshold or install a new door sweep. Door sweeps start at $10. The hardest part about replacing them is usually taking off the door. Start by adjusting the threshold. Newer versions have screws that raise and lower them. Turn all of the threshold screws until the door opens and closes without much drag and any draft is eliminated. If that doesn't work or your threshold doesn't have adjustment screws, replace the door sweep, close the door and pop out the hinge pins with a pin punch to remove the door. Set the door on a work surface and remove the old door sweep. Caulk the ends of the door, then install the replacement sweep. Some sweeps are tapped into place and stapled along the door bottom, others are screwed to the side along the door bottom. Number 1. Use expanding foam filler. Expanding foam fillers such as Great Stuff Foam is great for filling larger gaps. If you install new windows and doors or notice gaps of about 1/2 inch or larger around light fixtures, pipes, HVAC ducts, and other areas, expanding foam filler is a great installation option. Foam filler isn't hard to use, but it can be messy and it'll probably expand more than you think it will. Great Stuff Foam, which is the easiest to find brand in chain hardware stores, makes specific products for blocking fire hazards, insulating windows and doors, filling gaps and cracks, and more. If you're insulating around doors and windows, use their softer window and door foam, which allows for expansion and contraction with the seasons. Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell icon for more updates and notifications. Stay safe, and we'll be back soon with another video.